Hello everyone! Today we're going to be setting up a local coding editor for app scripts using the Windows environment. We're going to be setting up VS Code and Clasp, and then we'll create a template and script to make setting up new app script projects effortless. In the end, we will have a simple one-line command that we will use to connect your VS Code editor completely to your Google Scripts project, with everything set up so you can start coding right away. Without further ado, let's get into it. To get started, we're going to download VS Code. VS Code will give you a place to write, organize, and navigate your code files more easily than Google Scripts in Browser Editor. Navigate to code.visualstudios.com in your browser. Right away in the middle of the screen, we see a button to download for Windows. Perfect. Let's click it and get the installer downloaded. When the installer is finished downloading, go ahead and open it up. We're going to go through the installation wizard process now. Change the radio button to I accept the agreement and click Next. The location default is fine for me, so next. The next one determines where it will be on the start menu. If you don't want it on your start menu, there's a small checkbox at the bottom you can check. Or you can click Browse to customize the location a bit. I'm fine with default, so I'll leave it as is and go on with the next button. This page is for additional miscellaneous tasks. I do want to have a desktop icon, so I'll click that. I also want to be able to right-click things and see Open with Code to easily open anything in VS Code, so I'll select the next two. Register code as an editor is also necessary to be able to right-click any file and open it directly into VS Code, rather than having to open VS Code and navigate to find the file you want to edit. Add to file path makes it easier for us to navigate through our files directly in our terminal. It's absolutely a lifesaver, and I'll be using it a lot in my videos, so I highly recommend you keep it. Now let's move on. It's time to install. I'm going to do some editing magic to make this go by quick, so be sure to pause the video and come back when yours is installed, and we'll move on to the next item in our setup. Next up, we need to install Node so that we can install Clasp. Clasp is built off of Node. We can think of Clasp like DLC off of Node, but free. So for Clasp to work, we need Node. In your browser, let's navigate to node.js.org. Click the Download tab at the top navigation bar. We will scroll down to the green button and find one that says Windows Installers. Click it to download the installer wizard, and once you've got it, open it up. Click Next on the welcome page. Accept the license agreement. Use your file location. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine as default. On the next page, I'm also leaving all the feature installations as default. Next up is Tools for Native Modules. I don't intend to do any of this type of coding, so I'm not going to check this box. I won't need it for Clasp and app scripts, but it's up to you if you want to download it or not. And the wizard setup is done. Let's get that installation going and meet back when it's done. Now that we have Node, we can move on to actually getting Clasp. Go to your Windows Start icon and search for PowerShell. When you find it, you'll want to go to the right and choose Run as Administrator. Once your terminal opens up, let's first check that Node is indeed installed. Type node-v. If you see a V followed by numbers, we know we have it installed and working. If you get a message like program or command can't be found, then Node is not installed. Ours is installed so we can use it to get Clasp. The command we will use is npm install -g at google/clasp. I ran the command and I got this error. If we read it, we can see that running scripts is disabled on this system. That means I haven't changed my settings to allow scripts to run on this laptop yet. To fix this, we will run a command that will change our settings to allow it. We need to type out set-execution policy -scope current user -execution policy remote assigned. We see a prompt appear that warns us that there might be security issues from running scripts. This isn't a concern since we're only running scripts that we ourselves have written, so we have nothing to worry about. I'm going to go ahead and type A to accept the changes to policy. Now that we've changed the policy, we can go back and install Clasp. Let's type out npm install -g at Google/Clasp. This time we see that it installs. Next up, we have to connect our Google account to Clasp, which we will do by typing Clasp login. I've got a pop-up warning that Node is trying to open up something. Click allow because what we're trying to open is a login page for Google. Then in the browser, we see a sign-in page. Go ahead and log into your account. Then click continue. I'm going to give Clasp all access because I want to be able to do everything. Once we're done in our terminal, we can see that we are logged in. Let's check that everything is installed and connected in our VS Code terminal. Go back into VS Code. At the top navigation bar, find Terminal and click it. At the bottom of your window, a terminal will appear. Starting with Node, type Node-V, and we see the version number appear so we know Node is working. Next, type Clasp-V, and we see the version number, so Clasp is also working. We're now at the point where we can actually use Clasp. I'm now going to make a new file to hold our test files. We can make a new file by typing mkdir followed by file name. I'm calling mine testing clash. Next, we need to go into that file. To move into a file, use cd followed by the file name. Pressing tab while you type it will automatically complete the file name. We see in the left our file name is in the file path, and that is how we know we are in it. Let's try to make a new spreadsheet. The command for this is clasp create --type sheets --title, and then in quotes, testing clash, which is my title. I've gotten an error that's letting me know that I have not enabled AppScripts API. No problem, we can do that now. Let's click the link in the error by holding down Control and then clicking it. In the message box that appears, click Open. There's only one setting you see, Google AppScripts API, so go ahead and click that. And then just swap that toggle to on. Now let's go back into your terminal and run that create command again. You can just click up in our error pad instead of typing it out all over again. This time it loads for a bit, and then we see some text telling us it created a new document and a new script. Let's open up our drive and see if it's there. And it exists. That means our Clasp connection is working. Next up in our journey, we want to add some extensions onto VS Code that will make writing app scripts easier. Find the icon on the left that looks like a grid square with one grid out of place. First, let's install Prettier, which will format our code when we save automatically. All you need to do is search Prettier in the search bar on the left. When you find it, click the small blue Install button. We also need to change some settings in VS Code, so to open up Settings, hold down Control and then click the comma on your keyboard. In the search settings bar at the top, let's look up Format on Save. We should see it appear below the search bar as a checkbox. Make sure your box is checked. We also need to search for Default Formatter. In the dropdown, make sure that Prettier is selected. Next, let's go back to the extensions search bar and find HTML Boilerplate. In the browser version of AppScripts, when you make a new HTML file, you automatically have boilerplate, but in VS Code, you only have a blank file. This extension lets you add boilerplate code by typing an exclamation mark and pressing tab. So when you find HTML boilerplate, be sure to click the blue install button. Now we're moving on to making a template to use as a starter anytime we start a new AppScripts project. The reason we'll do a template rather than starting from scratch is so that we can have the AppScripts autocomplete work out of the box without having to go through the setup steps every single time. First, let's create a new folder. Make sure you're not currently in any folder, so in your terminal, use cd tilde to go to your roots. Now create a new folder for the template with mkdir clasp-templates. Now we move into that folder with cd clasp-templates, and again you can push tab as you're typing to autocomplete. Inside of this folder, we need Node to set up the files that Clasp will require. Type out npm init-y. Next, we need to import the autocomplete for AppScripts so that when we're writing AppScripts, we don't have to completely rely on our memory of AppScript native functions. Type out npm install --save -dev at types / Google -apps -script. To open up your current folder in VS Code File Explorer, the easiest thing to do is to type the command code. This will open up a new window of VS Code with your current folder in the File Explorer. On the left-hand File Explorer, we're going to create a couple of new files. Next is a file that will make sure VS Code finds the autocomplete. Create a new file and then name it jsconfig.json. I'm going to paste in a block of text, and the text will be in my description for you to use as well. Be sure to hold down Control and press S to save your changes. Now we're going to create a script that will make creating newClasp projects a breeze. For this part, you need to make sure your terminal is using PowerShell. You can check if it's using PowerShell in the upper right-hand corner. If it's not, go to your Windows Start menu, search for PowerShell, then click Run as Administrator. Since my VS Code is in PowerShell, I will be using that. Let's first check our PowerShell profile. Type echo $profile and see if you get a file path. If you don't get a file path, I'll put a command in the description for you to run. If you have a file path, continue on to the next step. We are going to open it up with code $profile. Inside of the file that opens, we will put the script to make a copy of our template and connect it to Google File. I'm putting a copy of the script in the description for you. In your version, you will need to change the path location. Mine is already here, but to get yours, use your terminal to navigate to your template. From there, type pwd. Copy this path and replace the path in the script with it. Use Ctrl and S to save your work. Before we can test it, you need to reload the profile script. Type $profile in your terminal. Now let's test it out. Be sure you're not inside of your template folder first. Remember, you can use cd tilde to go to your roots. To get the script ID, let's create a new spreadsheet. You can type spreadsheet.new in your browser if you're using Chrome to create a new spreadsheet. Then go to the Extensions tab and open up AppScript. Find the gear icon. Scroll down to find the script ID and copy it. Back to our terminal. To create a new project, we type newClasp, name we're giving our file, and then we paste the ID. You'll be prompted to log in, even if you're already logged in. Then you'll have a new project created. The terminal will automatically navigate you into the new folder. Let's open up this newClasp project and do a little code to see how it works. To open our project, let's type out code, period, in our terminal. A new window will open, and we can see our app script for that new spreadsheet. The code.js file here is going to be the same as when we open app scripts in our app script browser editor. Let's delete the default function and replace it with our own. I want to add a menu item to the top toolbar, so let's make an onOpen function. Const onOpen equals parentheses, arrow, curly braces. Inside of the curly braces, we need to access the UI of the spreadsheet. So type out spreadsheet app dot get UI parentheses. On the next line, type dot create menu parentheses and then in quotes custom menu. Add a line and type a dot add item in quotes open sidebar comma in quotes show sidebar. And finally, one more line with dot add to UI parentheses. Now let's make the sidebar function. Const show sidebar equals parentheses arrow curly braces. Inside we need to access an HTML file for the sidebar, which we'll create in a moment. For now, let's type const HTML equals HTML service dot create HTML output from file parentheses and in quotes sidebar. On the next line, let's do a set tile parentheses and in quotes hello sidebar. Then on the following line, dot set width parentheses 300. And then spreadsheet app dot get UI parentheses dot show sidebar parentheses HTML. All right, cool. Now let's make the HTML file. Go to the left where your file explorer is and press the new file icon. Name this new file sidebar.html. In this new file, let's get all of the HTML boilerplate by typing an exclamation mark and then pressing tab. In the body section, add a set of h1 tags. Then in between, type hello from AppScripts. Then below, we can make a couple of key tags for a paragraph. And then type something like, we created this using our new template system. Hit Control S to save, and then move back over to code.js. Go ahead and save that file with Control S. Now we're going back to our terminal. Let's save this to our spreadsheet. We can use the command clasp push. Once everything is settled, let's check out our spreadsheets. Hit the refresh button, and we see custom menu in our toolbar. An authorization alert comes up, and that's fine. We only have to give it authorization once, so let's take care of that. When we are done, we see our sidebar. Everything is up and running. And that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more AppScripts content from me in the future. See you in the next one.